Are you thinking about moving to Wichita, Kansas? Today, we're going to break down some cost of living numbers, every category compared to the national average. Some of these are going to surprise you. Let's get into it. Before I get into the numbers, I want to be upfront about something. There's several cost of living websites out there, salary.com, Rent Cafe, PayScale, and depending on which one you look at, those numbers are going to widely vary from being anywhere from 7% to 13% below average for Wichita. The methodology varies between the sites, so the numbers won't always match. I'm going to use salary.com today and stick with the more conservative numbers because I'd rather you come to Wichita and be pleasantly surprised than feel like you were oversold on your move. Now, overall, rounding up, looking at roughly about 7% below that national average overall. Housing, 40%, food, 25%, energy utilities, 14%, transportation, 17.5%, and healthcare, 29%, all below the national average. Let's break down what that actually means for you. Hopping into everyone's favorite segment, housing. I wanted to hold off and make sure the numbers came in closing out March 2026 to give you the most up-to-date information. This is real local data you're not going to find on these other websites. Straight in there, looking at that median sales price. And keep in mind, when you see these numbers up here, this is year over year. So this same time last year, up 5.6%, and it's still up a little bit from last month. So we're up about $14,000 from last month. On that median sales price, homes selling at that 100% list price. Market, days on market, 18 days. Sitting at roughly about 2 months of inventory. So what that's telling us is we are still not in that balanced market. This is still very much a seller's market. What this means is, yes, the prices have upticked a little bit. The days on market has gone down since last month. You can still get an affordable home against the national average. Like I said, this is the median sales price. This isn't the minimum. This is the median. For that $200,000 range, you're going to see that money stretch further. You know, depending on what exactly you're needing, that 3-bed, 2-bath, we start getting into the $300,000 range. We're talking more space, newer construction options, and that more space could be home space, that could be lot size. We start creeping into that $400,000 range. We're talking larger homes. We're talking larger lots. We are talking higher end finishes. Your money stretches so much further here than it does most markets. And don't just take my word for it. Hop on your favorite real estate website, or feel free, you can check mine out at movewithmcgrew.com. All right, so we're hopping into utilities, groceries, transportation. So that average between the single person, that family of 4, being roughly about $200 a month. Now, come on guys, it goes without saying, are they in an apartment? Are they in a house? What's the size? How energy efficient is it? Newer windows, insulated. What are you using for your dryer, for your stove, for your water heater, or your heat? For us, gas water heater, gas stove, gas dryer, gas furnace. So in the wintertime, yeah, that gas bill is going to be a little more expensive. We've had times where in the wintertime when it gets cold, that the gas alone is going to exceed that $200 a month. And flip side, in the summertime with the electric, had conversations with folks with larger families where that bill alone is $300-400. But in the mild weather, gas, electric, water, for us, yeah, about $200. So it's really going to vary. A lot of variables. Just keep that in mind. Now, hopping into food cost. Is it store brand? Is it name brand? For us, we're not doing anything fancy, trying to make some healthier choices. And obviously that's going to cost you a little bit more money. We're talking like $2.50 to $3.40 a gallon for that gallon of milk, $4 or $5 for that fancy loaf of bread, $3 or $4 for regular. That roll of beef, we typically do like a 90-10 or a 93-7. So about $7 to $9. You want to go out for that beer, depends on where you're at, the size, anywhere from $3 to $4 all the way up to $10 to $15. That's not drinking anything bougie. Size varies, all that good stuff. We're talking just your average, say, Blue Moon. If I'm looking to cut carbs, maybe a Michelob Ultra. But you have grocery options here. Super Walmart, neighborhood Walmart. Your Kroger option here is called Dillon's. They've got their Dillon's Marketplace, and then they'll have their smaller option as well. Aldi's, Target. If you're wanting to do the bulk buying options, we have 3 Sam's in the area, we have a Costco in the area, we have Whole Foods. So there's options for everybody. It's food, you got to have it. On to the next. Just got gas probably 3 or 4 days ago. That was at $3.26 a gallon. Currently right now, $3.38 a gallon. They're telling us this is 17.5% below the national average roughly. Let's switch over. I'm going to show you a nifty tool just in case you haven't seen me use it before. This is called Can Drive. We'll take that off. So if you're wanting to get an idea of what things look like for, say, closures, for construction, any planned construction, this is going to give you that idea. You can get an idea of what it looks like. You can start piecing together what a commute could potentially look like. You want to see what's going on. It'll highlight the affected area as you see there in blue. Click on it. It'll let you know what's going on. You say you want to click on this. It'll pull this little sidebar up here, giving you an idea when it was last updated, what they're doing, a description. You want to see what the traffic looks like. That's letting you know that is US 54, so Kellogg at 135, and that's northbound. And you can hit the cameras on here, and wherever there's a camera, you can look. So that's giving you an idea what your commute could potentially look like on, or if you wanted to just see what some of the more busier spots look like. 135, Kellogg, 235 here, 96, and so on. Hopping on the turnpike, whatever. The average commute, I would say probably roughly about 20-25 minutes. We do have some spots where it is an inconvenience traffic wise, but if you're coming from that larger metro, you're not waiting 30-45 minutes, an hour just to go 8 miles. So there are a handful of spots where yes, it is a little annoying, it's a little inconvenient, but for the most part, you're fine. Traffic is just fine. It is manageable. One thing to know, Wichita is a car dependent city. Public transportation has gotten a lot better over the years. I'll throw a card up. We covered it in the previous video. I'll make sure and throw the links down below if you want to look at that. On to the next. Now, here's the one that surprises most people, healthcare. A lot of folks assume that moving to that smaller market means paying more for medical care. Looking down there at the numbers, single person per month, $200, $212, and that family of 4, $566. Now, just being me and my wife, we pay more than that $566. Anything crazy that's not just your standard health insurance. It's going to vary who your provider is, all that good stuff. I am always going to tell folks when it comes to this kind of stuff, you have plenty of options when it comes to looking this stuff up. Do not take this as gospel. Everybody's situation's different. This is just a rough idea. With this list here, really the only thing that you're going to be able to see without doing too much legwork is the housing. You've got a rough idea, it's always going to vary. Do not take this as gospel. At most, it's a rough idea. On to the next. We'll tell you, Wichita here has, depending on where you look, that cost of living anywhere from 7 to 13% below the national average. Average commute, roughly about 20, 25 minutes, being conservative there. No real major traffic congestions. Obviously, we're going to have the rush hour traffic, construction, the occasional accident, but nothing major. Boeing making their return just this last December and their acquisition of Spirit AeroSystems. The aerospace employment appears to be stable and growing. Koch Industries headquartered here. The $300 million partnership for the biomedical campus that's opening spring 2027, or the Wichita Tech $45 million expansion at their tech location. Things are definitely looking up in more than one sector. Now, we'll tell you the flip side of that. Wichita does not have a major pro sports team. We do not have a large international airport. We've got good regional connectivity. We're connecting through, say, Dallas, through Denver, through Chicago. No oceans, no mountains. It's the Great Plains. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. This is what I tell folks considering a move to Wichita, Kansas. If it fits your life, it fits. If it doesn't, it's better to know now before you make that move. So what does it mean if you're actually thinking about buying a home in Wichita, Kansas? Here's what I see on the regular with relocation buyers. Someone coming from a San Diego, a Denver, a Seattle, Memphis, upstate New York, somewhere in between. They've been saving for years. They're used to a market where $300,000-$400,000 really doesn't get you a whole lot. You're settling at the end of the day. Then they come to Wichita and their budget completely changes the conversation. Our March 2026 median home price is $248,000. For a buyer coming from that higher cost market, you're often in a position to put way more money down, sometimes 50% or more, sometimes paying cash entirely if that's what you want. Options. That changes your monthly obligations dramatically. It changes your equity position from day one. The math here is just different than what you're used to, and in most cases, dramatically better. Before you do anything else, grab the home buyer's rough draft. You can scan the QR code in the bottom left, grab the link in the description down below. There's no signups. Get in there. It's going to take you through the initial steps of setting your foundation, what you need to do before you reaching out, the process in general, kind of cliff notes, what to expect when we have that one-on-one, and just a great place overall to get you started. All the tools will be down below for the schools, for your commute, for your crime, your safety, if you need them. There's no signups on any of that too. I'll also throw the website for the public transit. I've got a website for the cheapest gas spots in Wichita as well. Putting that best foot forward for you. And hey, if you're ready to have that real conversation about relocating to Wichita or any of the surrounding areas, reach out, call, text, email, whatever works best for you. My number, my email, right there on the screen. Morning, noon, early evening, weekends, I got your back with relocation to Wichita and the surrounding areas. And I'm here whenever you're ready. If you want to continue that learning journey about living in Wichita, click this video right here. If you want to check out some of the suburbs, see which areas might be the fit for you, that playlist is going to be right there. I'll see you all back here in the next one.